By the time I am recording this, it was not long ago. I think it was like still a short ago. In a new month, absolutely, but yeah, it was not long that I woke up and find out crazy stuff happening, and then it repeats the next day and the next day, and I was like, okay, we're in this very tough spot. To take it slow and take it easy, not the time. I gotta pick up the pace. And yeah, that March was quite a disastrous month, and it was when it was time for me to start amping up the video content and start pumping out the content from left and right for the YouTube channel on the Gamerman's Lounge. Yeah, it was, March was a train wreck of a month.
Welcome, the Gamerman's Lounge. Awaken to play.
Hopefully things are going well for you guys. As for me, welcome to the Gamerman's Lounge. I am Lord Gamerman of this lounge. This video is going to be one parts channel update video, but a majority of the video was going to be like a discussion video. Alright, because things have been unpleasant from left and right, especially March, which I just talked about. So yeah, ever since that mess, I had to basically make some power plays, such as like upgrading the furniture, even going Oscar Mike, moving more forward than I ever thought by getting that 24-inch monitor for my bedroom build. And yeah, like I had to make some power plays, because these were the only ideas that were on the table after March. Now, I will go ahead and get the channel update part out there. Now, for the filler vacation, it was intended to be a month long. However, I will go ahead and say, if we go back to normal scheduling, like at the end of July or early August, that means I lifted the filler vacation. But later at the second half of August or later, that's because I decided to extend the filler vacation by another month. Okay, so yeah, let's sit down and have a conversation. Let the lounge recommend you a game. It's Ghost Runner. Your goal here is to essentially save a Fallout shelter landscape from an evil tyrant overlord who's been going way too far. Experience some first-person platforming gameplay that will be not only one-hit kill, but also one-hit death. You also have to slash through enemies from left and right, and it does get really challenging. However, while you're at it, find some secrets that will unlock pieces of lore, alongside customization items for your swords and whatnot. And also, when you're done with the campaign, there's challenge missions, and you can replay them to beat your own records from left and right. This game is multi-platform on PlayStation, Xboxes, Nintendo Switches, and of course, PCs, especially Steam and Good Ol' Games. There has been, very lately, so much chaos and chaotic shenanigans. It is very overwhelming, not only for you, but for me and everybody around us. And that's a wild thing, because here's the thing. Like, in today's day and age, where there's hundreds and hundreds of things happening from left and right, because there's things just coming out of the blue and happening, there's domino effects, there's people racing to cause the biggest crap show of the year, especially summer blockbuster crap shows, and it ends up affecting us, me included. Like, I had to go, like, when it came to March and how chaotic March was, there were power plays that were tossed on the table, and that was the thing. I had to pick up the pace, get videos out from left and right in a short period of time, and it would exhaust me to where I ended up catching the flu, and after recovering from the flu, I was like, okay, I need to get my shindig together and kind of make some power plays. And yeah, I kind of still pushed myself in terms of video production, and it got to a point where I ended up exhausted myself, and not only that, I ended up limiting my hours of sleep to like a few hours at a time, and I was like, you know what, I woke up in the middle of the night, if I can't sleep, I can't sleep, and that was the problem, and that was the thing. I had myself tired, very tired, like, from the lack of sleep, and because of the lack of sleep that was rendering me tired, I wasn't able to think straight, and I ended up underestimating the size of my ViewSonic monitor, and it would lead into serious shenanigans from left to right. I would be crashing in the middle of the day. I was not able to think straight because of the lack of sleep. And yeah, it was wild. When I said serious, I was a little over... Yeah, I think I was a little over dramatic when I said serious. But no, like, I was having a hard time trying to fight myself awake, so I had no choice but to completely, like, lay down and then just fall back to sleep. I wake up, and then 2 seconds later, I fall back asleep, and then... Yeah, it is what it is. And, yeah. So, I guess you could say I kind of, like, overdid myself with the other errands and the video productions and whatnot, and having to think about the power plays from left and right. It can exhaust you very faster than ever, and that is definitely the thing. And yeah, the lack of sleep was very, very kicking in. It was really kicking in, not in a very good light, because I was not able to think straight. I was, like, mistaking things. I was, like, underestimating, like I said, the size of my bedroom monitor, the ViewSonic monitor that has replaced the Arzopa. And yeah, like I said, lack of sleep. Yeah, I gotta let that quality burp happen. That was not... Hold on, that was not even a quality burp. That was not even a quality burp. What a train wreck. What a disaster. That is so disappointing. But no, let me get a drink real quick. Okay, so I think I lost track of thought. Well, that's great. That's the... oh, whoops. My bad. That's the thing. Getting proper amounts of sleep is essentially too much to ask. It's going to be too much to ask going forward on this decade, because there's going to be all kinds of things, and of course, you're going to be dealing with some unforeseen shenanigans that's going to kick in and play a role. And that's going to be something like... Oh, man. I really don't want to say anything. I don't want to jinx it. That's the thing. I end up accidentally predicting something. And yeah, that's the thing. When it came to the brownie soup joke, I don't want to jinx a TikTok recipe video that will just show up. It could not be a TikTok recipe video. It could show up on social media. I don't want to jinx the situation where it's like, oh yeah, no, don't do it, please don't do it, and then somebody invents a brownie soup recipe that is more cursed than ever, and it's like, great, what have I done? So yeah, in regards to the cooking videos, I did warn up ahead. I did say so. Cooking videos is going to be pretty much experimental. That's how my cooking videos are going to work going forward, because we're not going to be able to be in our kitchen because of unforeseen circumstances. Unforeseen circumstances are also going to keep us from spending more than an hour at the grocery store and doing frequent trips. So... However, let's say if you have an upcoming payment on a grocery delivery service or Amazon Prime, To be honest with you here, considering how the environment has been, I think it's entirely up to you, but it is going to be for the best that if you just keep paying and make that payment, and because you're going to end up utilizing delivery services like Grubhub and grocery delivery services and Amazon Prime memberships. It'll end up eventually becoming, you're going to end up needing that. You're going to be stuck needing those Prime subscriptions or those subscriptions to those grocery delivery services. And that's going to be the thing. Like, with Fry's Electronics gone, like, how did I get the parts to build my living room PC and my bedroom PC? I had to completely go through Amazon. Like, Amazon was the only thing that I could think of when it came to getting my PC parts. And you know what, actually? I just remembered just now, okay? Now, I understand that the lineup of video games are messier than ever. It's harder to trust video games than ever, considering how seriously downhill gaming has gone. And however, it is best that if you get the parts for a gaming PC and get your gaming PC built, that'll be great. Now, many people have been finding, you know what, I'm going to find other things. I'm done dealing with games for the time being. I'm going to go do other things. And that's definitely going to depend on where you live. That's definitely going to depend on the environment. That's going to depend on the time. Because in this timeline, things are so chaotic. And that's the thing. Eventually, you're going to be stuck relying on stationary hobbies, like, say, for example, video games, because they're safe side activities, because everything is so much of a gamble than ever. And that's, like, it's crazy. And it's like, we're going to be dependent on PC gaming. We're going to be dependent on our smartphone apps. If TikTok is around. If not, oh well, it is what it is. End of an era, but hopefully there should be a TikTok competitor and a TikTok alternative. There needs to be one, and there should have already been one in the first place. But hey, we need competition that doesn't screw up. That's more important than competition. And what happened to Byte 2? That became... not Byte 2, Vine 2, that became Byte, and then became Clash, and then became Huddles, and then became no more. And then it's like, the service was like, no more. Yeah, that's the problem. We have Instagram Reels. We have... yeah, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts... Alright. Things are really hectic, like, very hectic. Like, when it came to the events of 2020, we should have realized that there was more than one elephant in the room. And because we did a terrible job, because either we wanted to handle one at a time, or whatever other reason, we should have understood that, hey, there's multiple elephants in the room, and we can't be dealing with one at a time, we need to deal with multiple. We're going to have to eventually learn to deal with multiple, and that's how things are going to work going forward, because, like, this is the start of a new decade, and we're already starting the decade, we already ended a decade, a train wreck, and we're starting the new decade. We need to start getting it together before things get out of control, because we failed to do so, because we failed to understand that, hey, there's more than one elephant in the room and we need to get in the habit of managing multiple. Things got worse, and things really, really got worse, and because we did a terrible job handling these multiple elephants in the room, because, okay, we were worried about one at a time. And that's the thing, like, there was that thing that kept us at our homes because reasons. Well, it's not just that. There's also the escalation of people that you also have to worry about. And then there's your entertainment that you have to worry about, especially when you're bound to your homes. And it's like, yeah, it goes to show. And those elephants in the room, some of them have been around for a long time, since last decade, early last decade at that. And that's the situation. I don't want to ramble on for any longer, but I will go ahead and say there was a lot of people that are sitting around and be like, yeah, everything's going back to normal. Everything's going back to normal. Yeah, it does seem that everything's going back to normal, but guess what? No, things are not going back to normal. Like, things were never going back to normal. Things were never normal since last decade. Especially from almost the late half of the decade of last decade to this decade. All right, things have not been normal. Yeah, we have yet to go back to normal. Okay, yeah, I know the thing that kept us bound to our homes is like less and less and less of a thing. You don't have to worry about the protocols. Okay, I understand, I know, but we're not actually going back to normal. Okay? There's, like I said, there's more than one elephant in the room, and it's like, yeah, you're coming down with this mentality like, you know what, we don't have to worry about protocols, everything's going back to normal, and then 2 seconds later, shenanigans kicks in, and then now all of a sudden, now you're like, okay, I guess I might as well just go ahead and try out my grocery delivery services that are available to me. Might as well just go ahead and renew my Amazon Prime subscription. I might as well go ahead and get a hold of an air fryer. Might as well get a hold of one of those little press grills. And, yeah, this is going to be... I'm not able to cook anything on stovetop because I'm stripped of my ability. Most of the time, I'm going to be needing ramen. I'm going to be needing, I'm going to be needing things that I could cook with boiled water from a kettle, microwave, air fryer, rice cooker, slow cooker. Like, I can't even, because now I have a situation where I'm having to order out, and not just order out, I'm having to rely on dinner delivery or meal delivery services like Grubhub, Uber Eats. Like, I'm having to, like, order restaurant food through restaurant food delivery services. I'm ending up having to rely on my groceries getting delivered to my door because now there's this situation where I could be at risk at basically having myself in a very bad spot, like say I get shot, stabbed, or run over while inside my local Walmart. That's a crazy thing. Like, yeah, it's that bad. Everything's that wild. It is what it is. And that's the thing. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and stop myself from rambling on. And with that totally said, that is all. And, yeah, there's more than one elephant in the room. And the more than one elephants in the room, they've probably been around since last decade. And with that totally said, that's all, and I will be looking forward to you in the next video. Peace out.